Hey guys, Rob from AST here. So I want to take a second and talk about ABA and what it is. It's something that we talk about every day on our website. You've probably read a million things about why it's going to be a good treatment for your child or why it's something that has the research to back it up. But I don't always think we know what it is. Sometimes we use that term, but there's not always as much understanding of the substance behind it. So in the next 2 minutes, I'm going to try and give you the highly abridged 10 years of learning ABA answer. It's the science of learning. It's about taking something that can be complex or can be somewhat simple, but breaking it down into its sub-steps, into smaller components, and then you build on it. It's little step by little step by little step. So it can be just a social interaction broken down into smaller components and then taught in those smaller components and then put together. It could be a daily living skill, such as just washing your hands and breaking that down step by step. Or it can be academic learning. It can be anything you want to teach. The other thing about ABA is that it's about the environment, and that's my favorite part about it. It's that this environment around us is constantly shaping what we do. My behavior is constantly changing because of the interactions I have with other people every single day. And their interactions are going to make me more or less likely to do something again. And that's where reinforcement comes in. And reinforcement is probably the #1 thing to understand. The idea that if I am provided with reinforcement, I am more likely to do something again. And that's really important. And I think that might be the key thing to understand. And that applies to me, that applies to you, that applies to everyone, not just children with autism. But the idea that, if my wife says, "Oh, you look good in that outfit today," I'm going to wear that outfit again. And that's reinforcement. It's that simple. And our kids who we're providing ABA services to, they get exposed to that just on a higher frequency, maybe with a greater degree of density, but it's the same concepts. And that's what's really attracted me to the field, that it's about something bigger. It's about the science. And then we take this science, we take this approach, and then we can apply it to almost anything. It's not something that has to be me sitting down at the table with a child. That means ABA. No, it can be more than that. I can do ABA anywhere, in any setting, in any dynamic, if I really understand breaking things down into their sub-steps, understand the environment, and understand reinforcement. And if I know those 3 core things, I can be really effective in a whole lot of different places, if not anywhere. Now, yeah, there's a ton of other technical stuff, and that's what the 10 years of learning has been all about for me. But I think that's the place to start. And if you can get behind that as a parent, if you're new to ABA, or even if you've been doing ABA for a while, it will hopefully put it into a better context, a greater context of what we're doing and why we're doing it. A ton of other great resources out there to get those more details, to get some of the finer tuned stuff I was talking about, whether it be an ABA International, going to their website. You can go to our website, autismtherapies.com, and get more resources. Ton of great books out there. I personally recommend a couple of books by both Bob and Lynn Cagle out of UC Santa Barbara, just because I think they break a lot of the ABA terminology into more just basic layman terms that can be easily digestible to someone who may be newer to it. So I hope this is helpful. I hope you got a better idea of what ABA is, and I'll talk to you guys next time.